Back out here with another video of the Moto Go, and pretty much we just picked up our bikes from the shop. This is my dad's 2018 YZ250F, and this over here is my Yamaha. And this over here is my 2022 Yamaha YZ250F. Both the same bikes, but yeah. Mine looks a little bit cooler though. Let's just pretty much get into what was happening lately. So pretty much both of our bikes were smoking pretty bad by the end of the season. This one has 100 hours on it, and his bike has unknown hours, probably like 200 or 300 or some crap like that. But these bikes have a lot of work done to them when they're at the shop, and I have other parts I still have to put on. These bikes, and I even have parts that I ordered to put on the 1995 RM125 project bike, which if you haven't seen already, go check out my other videos. I have a ton of videos on this bike already, putting all these different parts on, like the grips, seat cover. Actually, I didn't make a video on the seat cover, I just did that over a weekend. But putting the plastics on, getting a bolt out, which I haven't actually gotten out yet. But overall, just a bunch of crap I've done to this thing, and I got a lot more coming. Still have to order some bearings for the actual case. Okay, my bad. I actually can't order bearings for that case because they don't make bearings for the transmission in a 1995 RM125. So I can't order none of those parts, and pretty much I have to wash out those bearings because they're seized up. This one moves a very slight bit, which was completely seized when I got the case back from the drain bolt being welded, since it had JB Weld on it before. But this is all the parts for the 1995 RM125. And if you do want to see more on that video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and go check out my other videos I have out on it now. I will have more coming out since spring break just started for me, and I can't wait to get work done on this bike. But back to these bikes over here. We actually ordered some parts that, oh my god, I can't speak properly, but pretty much I got some IMS core foot pegs or something along the lines of that for my bike, and my dad got the same exact pegs since he doesn't really care what pegs he gets. But overall, they look like sick pegs, and they're pretty good grip. My pegs before were absolutely horrible, and I was not reusing those this season since I am racing again, hopefully by the end of this month. But I put the seat cover on this bike myself, put it on the RMs myself, which I actually have to redo, so I'll make a whole separate video for that. And my dad still has a stock seat cover. I got a fresh set of grips on here. As you can see, I got my front fork seals rebuilt since they were leaking pretty bad and leaked out almost all the oil when I was at the track for the last time, which you can go check out that video too. And I also got a top end done on this bike since it was smoking a bit, and of course it had 100 hours on the OEM top end. So I got a OEM piston in there that they rebuilt. So overall, this thing's got some crazy compression now. I don't know what the compression is, but I'm assuming. I actually have a whole graphics kit for this bike and for the 1995 RM125, and I will also make another video for that, putting that on the bikes and on the new plastic kit, which I still have to order because I'm too broke to order that right now. So please subscribe and watch all my videos. But so yeah, basically the only other thing I think I got in this bike was a new set of chains chain and sprockets. Oh, I also got a new cam chain in there since I guess mine was going bad since I had 100 hours on it. And then on this bike, they also decided to adjust all my settings that I had set up for my brake and my clutch. I had them specifically set up for motocross season, but the kid who was working on the bike set it back to stock, and I had to readjust all those, which is not that big of a deal, but I mean, it's whatever, you know. I don't blame them. They did a good job on the bike still, so. And then we went to go start it up for the first time here, and it wouldn't start because it's 40 degrees out, which is kind of stinky poo-poo, but whatever. Now let's move on to my dad's 2018 YZ250F. Pretty much we just kept our stock tires. He got the same chain and sprockets that my bike did. He also got the same foot pegs. And let's see. He also got a fresh set of grips on here and a new throttle tube or assembly since his was completely destroyed when it fell off the trailer last. His bike also did get a top end, just like my bike did. But pretty much that's like all the parts that he really got in his bike. He doesn't really care too much about the bike. I mean, he cares about it, but not enough to put a bunch of money into it like I do with mine. But one thing you do notice is over here, you have a Moose Racing by Hammerhead brake pedal. But then on the other side, you have a stock brake pedal. That's not because the brake pedal was messed up on this bike. Everything was perfectly fine on this bike. And we actually ordered a brake pedal and a shift lever for my 250 over here. But somehow they ordered the right stuff, but they somehow put them on the wrong bikes. So they put the shift lever and brake pedal that I got for my bike on my dad's, and he was able to get the shift lever off and put his back on, which the shift lever is right over here. And I am actually about to put this on my bike in this video, so stay tuned for that. And then the brake pedal, when he tried to get it off, he is unable to get the bolt off in there, which is what this cable is holding on to, and kind of keeps it from, I guess, bending upwards or outwards or something. I don't know. I don't really see use in it unless you're really crashing it hard. But whatever. And so we couldn't get that off, and they used an impact to get it on there, and they impacted it so tight that it twisted the mount for the cable upwards into the case or whatever. And pretty much my dad got the bolt off, but when he was trying to get the actual mount off, he couldn't get it off because it was pushed into the frame. Or it was pushed into the case, and it was just like not budging. So now we got to take them back to the shop after we go riding this weekend and get them fixed and get the stuff swapped because we can't get it off no matter what we do. So I'm just going to be putting that shift lever on my bike and new clutch lever, since this one is very badly bent, as you can see. This is kind of a comparison of what it should look like versus what it is. So it's pretty bad. Took a little bit too many tumbles on this thing. And then I got the fork seals for the forks over here that I'm going to rebuild. And I will have to be ordering a special tool probably for the inside, which is what the guy at the dealership said. Or not the dealership, but the mechanic shop. That's what the guy at the mechanic shop said to do. So these are the pistons that were on our bikes or in our bikes before. And yeah, they're useless now. They're definitely going on the shelf in my room though. And then these are the coolant tubes that I got for the RM. Here are the dust seals and fork oil seals, whatever stuff for the RM. Did order a shift lever for the RM, but they didn't end up ordering it because I don't think they could find it, since it's like a separate, it's a weird kind of thing, but it's whatever. I'll just get something else cheap for the RM. I don't really need anything special, since it is a project bike. And then that's the stand I got for my birthday last year. And yeah, because I'm a pro motocross rider, definitely, for sure. Yeah. Enough of my yapping. Let's get some work done on this bike. And all the bikes. Jesus. Gotta get my grease. Hey, I don't need this stupid air filter. Give me the grease. Get on there. Alrighty, new clutch lever is on there and set up pretty nicely for my settings. I decided to go on ahead and twist the set a bit more so it sits like that, and hopefully it's a little bit closer to the bars. I can reach it a little bit better. This is pretty much what my hands just look like on here. And I want them to be over here so I have max leverage since I don't have the strongest grip. Alrighty, now let's just get the shift lever on here. Yeah! Alrighty, shifter's installed. Let's test it out. Alrighty, got the shifter on my bike looking pretty good. Had that in my YZ85, that's why I got it again. Now I just gotta get that brake pedal swapped over from my Padres onto my bike. I don't know why they put it on there, but whatever. Alrighty, now let's get to do some work on the RM. And after I'm done with this, I'm gonna start that up and warm it up quick and let you guys hear how it sounds now with the new piston in it. I'm gonna go on ahead and get the all front brake stuff set up so it's nice and ready for when I get it running and go take it for a test ride. So, flip you! No! Alright, enough of that. Let's get this damn diaphragm on this bike. Do it for the... Yo, I made buckets! Oh. That. Where did my thing go? What? Alright, I'm a true mechanic. I already had this off, by the way. So the bolts are loose. Alright, what the heck, man? Yeah, buddy. Damn it, I just dropped it. let's try to get out all the rest of the brake fluid that's in there with a rag, since it is very chunky in there, and it looks like they didn't even use brake oil or brake fluid in there. It looks like they used like actual oil. Bro, it looks like there's literal gas. Oh my god. It looks like there's literally a piece of grass in here. Alrighty. Back out here. My phone was about to die, so I had to plug it in for a little bit, and I got a charger on it right now. But I basically just dried out the inside of the reservoir, cleaned this off, and found like a long piece of grass in here for some reason. And now I'm just going to fill it up with DOT4 brake fluid and try to get all the air out of the lines by bleeding the brakes down here. Which all I had to do is just take that little cap off and then loosen that piece with the wrench. So let's get some fluid in there. Alrighty. DOT4 brake fluid. Does not want to work. I'll get back to you guys once I get this thing working. Alrighty, it's the next day, and I pretty much filled up the fluid. I had the diaphragm, put the new diaphragm in there, and I was bleeding the brakes for probably about an hour yesterday straight. And I don't know, fluid is coming out of it. But when I go to squeeze this in, it's still, like, you know what I mean? There's no compression in here whatsoever, and the brake isn't even acting up. And I even tried putting a zip tie on here and holding it like this overnight and see if that would do anything. But still, it did nothing. So I don't really know what to do. I guess if you know what to do, let me know in the comments. I am kind of lost in this one. So any help is definitely much appreciated. We are getting towards the end of the video here. And I do want to show you guys what this thing sounds like with the fresh top end. So let's get the garage open and start this thing up so you guys can hear it. This thing didn't want to start the last time I tried starting it for the first heat cycle of us actually getting the bikes back from the shop. Shop ran it through a few heat cycles, but we got to run through a couple ourselves just to make sure it's all set and good for riding. So let's see how this starts. Alrighty, that's how it sounds. That's just how the also this is how the new shifter's looking pretty good on here. I do want to get a new piece of that cover there. I want to get one of those new or something. And yeah, alrighty then. And that's pretty much my 2022 YZ250F. It's pretty mint. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell and turn on post notifications so you know when I post new videos like this. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like down below on the video. And yeah, leave a comment if you know what I should do to fix these brakes. I'm kind of lost on this. But yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace.